Twitch may have just started enforcing a rule that I never thought that they'd actually touch, largely because it's a fool's errand, and more directly because it's not going to help the platform if they start enforcing it. But over the past week, dozens of streamers have been hit with a user spam violation, and after digging into it myself, there's one clear pattern. Almost all of them had a link to Kick somewhere on their Twitch profile. Now, in addition to that, a well-known creator named Nutty just got suspended, and I think the reasons are likely connected, which again points to this rule set that I never imagined they would actually waste their time enforcing. So let's break this down and discuss what's happening, what's being enforced, and what it may mean for creators. So late last week, a bunch of different creators started posting on Twitter and Blue Sky that they'd received a warning from Twitch for user spam. And so this is the email that they actually received from Twitch, and they all received versions of this based upon their local language. But here's what it says here. Based on a review of your account or content, we have issued a warning on your account, a warning. User spam, spamming others with large amounts of repetitive unwanted messages or abusing the Twitch report system. Examples of violative conduct include, but are not limited to, advertising your live stream in multiple chats without the channel owner's consent, sending unsolicited links, offers, promotions to multiple users via whispers, or submitting large amounts of frivolous user reports. Now, here's the interesting part. At the bottom of this overall warning, it says where the violation occurred in your channel profile. And your channel profile is your Twitch page. It is twitch.tv/ZachBussey. And it doesn't mean that that's chat. It means your actual page itself. If it was chat, they would say in chat. So that's a very odd thing here to message people or to warn people for user spam in a place where there is no directly interactive features. So I started reaching out to creators to find out more about this overall thing. Now, I'd asked about link trees, Kick, OnlyFans, Fansly, gambling, any kind of gambling links, or DeviantArt, just as a throw in there. I don't actually think that's a problem for Twitch. And I said, hey, do you know if by chance you had any of the following links in your profile/panels? And I sent this to dozens of creators who received this overall email and asked people to reach out to me as well. And I'll just show you some of the answers here. I had a panel image that linked to Kick in my channel. I saw your post about the warning. Random question. Do you have any Kick links in your channel profile? Oh, I do. This person said, I had a direct link to my Kick. That was the only panel Twitch removed, but I removed the rest myself. And then this one said, hey there, I only have a doubt for a Kick link. Nobody's able to tell me yeah or not. Some say yes, some say no, but no Linktree, OnlyFans, Fansly, gambling, or DeviantArt. So in many cases, Twitch just removed the panel themselves, the Kick panel. No further action was necessary on their part, but Twitch wasn't really being upfront about the fact that that was the case. Now, this immediately threw off some very serious, suspicious flags for me, because why would they report it as user spam? Why would you get a warning for user spam? And the actual truth of the matter is that that means it's likely a placeholder category, because Twitch currently doesn't have a proper category for this type of enforcement. So it implies this is a new enforcement that they are undertaking. Now that led me to trying to figure out, okay, they don't want people to promote Kick. That means that it can only mean one thing, their simulcasting guidelines. So if we take a look at their simulcasting guidelines, it says the following guidelines have been established. You ensure that the quality of Twitch's user experience of your simulcast is, at minimum, no less than the experience on other platforms or services, including by your engagement with the Twitch community, for example, via chat. So this one doesn't actually apply in this case, but it's essentially saying, hey, if you stream on Twitch and you stream on YouTube and you only respond to the YouTube chat, that's not a similar experience. You have to maintain the engagement with the Twitch community as well. Now, this is the one that does apply. You should not provide links or otherwise direct your community to leave Twitch for your simulcast on other services, because we value the community on Twitch and the integral role community engagement plays for all Twitch users. So this one is essentially saying, we don't want you letting anybody know that you're even streaming on another platform. You can do it, but no one needs to know. The last one here, and this one is the most ridiculous, you do not use third-party services that combine activity from other platforms or services on your Twitch stream during your simulcast, such as merging chat or other features. to ensure the Twitch community is included in the entirety of the experience of your live stream. Now, here's the important part. If you fail to adhere to these simulcasting guidelines, Twitch will send you a warning prior to taking any enforcement action. Now, this takes us to the reason why I'm actually making this video, because I was originally just going to make this a tweet, but we have now seen it step up to another level. If you don't know, Nutty is a well-known streamer, makes a lot of very cool things for creators, and is a very entertaining streamer overall. And he got suspended this morning for simulcasting guideline violation. Date received June 17th, ends on June 18th. A 90-day expiration. This violation will expire from your account on September 15th, 2025. Until then, you may receive escalated consequences if you commit another similar violation. And the reason for his one-day suspension, simulcasting guidelines violation. Failing to adhere to the Twitch simulcasting guidelines. Examples are the exact ones I just read. Now, Nutty does go on to say here, I'll take the suspension, but these guidelines are unbelievably stupid and need to be rewritten. By this wording, you technically can't show stream elements / Streamlabs donations on stream. How the fuck does acknowledging other platforms on stream exclude or limit the Twitch community? Now, I wholeheartedly agree with Nutty on that, and it's one of the reasons why I never imagined that they were actually going to enforce these overall rules, is because it makes Twitch out to be like the jealous partner trying to control you the same way that they were trying to do before they introduced simulcasting or multi-streaming. And it's when they first came out with these rules, I was like, oh my God, they're trying to do the thing where, hey, we're going to allow you to multi-stream, give us a big clap and pat us on the back because we're being so nice to you, but we don't want you acknowledging that you're on YouTube or TikTok or Kick or LinkedIn or wherever you are. You can only focus on us. You cannot have eyes for anybody else. And I think that is such a silly overall premise, and you're trying to control the creator while also trying to claim that you're doing the thing that is nice for the creators. Now, again, for a year and a half, they've done nothing to actually enforce this, and so I give them credit for that. I was like, okay, correct. They've made the correct decision here. They're not going to waste time and effort on enforcing these really ridiculous and stupid guidelines. And again, I'll point out the one that Nutty points out here. You do not use third-party services that combine activity from other platforms or services onto your Twitch stream during your simulcast. You do not include any donations or tips or alerts from TikTok because somebody was kind enough to give you some money there, or somebody followed you on YouTube. You're not allowed to acknowledge any other platform other than Twitch. This again, this was more extreme than the previous wording overall, in that when you were single streaming on Twitch, you could absolutely take a donation. You could absolutely have third-party alerts from things like somebody subscribing on Patreon. So they actually took a step backwards in terms of being a creator-first company by introducing this in terms of some of the rules. But again, they never enforced it. The second part here, such as merging chat or other features to ensure the Twitch community is included in the entirety of the experience of your live stream. This part drives me insane because the premise of it is completely flawed. When they sat down, and I believe that Dan Clancy sat down and was asked this directly by Harris Heller, who I know also believes that this is a really silly rule, he told, and maybe if I can find the clip, I'll put it in this video. If I can't, unlucky.
And we think it would hurt the Twitch experience if you combine chat, because part of the whole point of Twitch is the Twitch community. Okay, so that's point one. And so in general, and that also goes to alerts and other things. The idea is the Twitch community is the Twitch community. We don't mind you simulcasting, but we want the Twitch community to be the Twitch community. Now, the other reason is if we did have you combine chat, you are now responsible for whatever is said on the chat on those other streams.
But the reality is we've always had that responsibility as a creator. If you're playing World of Warcraft and somebody types something racist in the chat there, guess what? You are responsible for that. You could potentially be suspended. That's true in League of Legends. That's true in voice chat in Fortnite. If you're playing random duos or quads and you're on voice chat and somebody starts saying a whole bunch of slurs, guess who's responsible? you, the creator, for having platformed it. So the idea that Twitch is trying to protect you is complete and sheer and utter nonsense, and the actual reality is they're trying to control creators. They're trying to say, we're allowing multi-streaming, but we're not going to allow you to do anything that would be related to multi-streaming. So you might as well just not multi-stream because you can't acknowledge or say anything to anybody else in any other stream that you're actually doing. That's an insane premise. So the alternative to that is to say, well, okay, you can react to somebody that is on your YouTube chat, right? You can't show it on your stream, but you can react to it. But that in and of itself creates an exclusion for the Twitch community. So you can't do that. If you respond to somebody on YouTube, the people in your Twitch chat cannot see what was said. And so you responding to them excludes them, making it against the rules and making them very confused as what the hell you're responding to. Are you just responding to random things that you've made up in your head? Who knows? So the entire premise of these simulcasting guidelines are not about protecting you. It's all about protecting Twitch. So the question is, if Twitch hasn't cared about this for a couple years, why do they care now? And the answer relates to the original point in this overall video, in that people are getting dinged with warnings for promoting Kick. There has been an undeniable migration of creators who were previously streaming only on Twitch to now be streaming on YouTube and Kick and TikTok and other platforms that may be having a negative impact on Twitch to a point where it now makes sense for them financially to start scaring people, to start enforcing some rules. Twitch right now, and for the last number of years, has been entirely focused on monetization, which I think has resulted in a kind of burnout among communities. I don't know if it's the case for you, but I hear it all the time. I read it all the time that creators are earning less money than ever. Their subscription counts are down. And as Twitch continues to try to squeeze blood from a stone, I think it's driving people away. They're seeing that as Twitch is chasing these dollars, communities are finding a better experience on other platforms that they previously would not actually even entertain. And simulcasting is exposing this. So what does this mean for creators? Well, unfortunately, I think it means that they're probably going to have tighter enforcement going forward. I think that they're probably going to take a more proactive approach to removing Kick links from bios is probably a pretty easy one for them to do, to just scan channel profiles and go, okay, warning, 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 and take those out of commission. But then secondarily to that, I think that we'll probably start seeing them enforcing on things like if you have notifications for other platforms, if you have combined chat, perhaps they're going to be under additional scrutiny as a result. And the thing that concerns me is that I don't think this is going to inherently benefit Twitch. I think that while they want to keep people on the platform through a level of control with these overall guidelines, the reality is it's going to have the opposite effect. In any case, what do you think about this overall? Are you somebody who is multi-streaming? Maybe don't tell me in the comments below, because maybe Twitch will actually use that as a source of information to be like, oh, we're going to go take a look at whether those people are doing it or not. But let me know, how is your overall current experience on Twitch right now? Are you feeling like it is the same community experience that you've had 5 years ago, 4 years ago, or are things changing? Do you feel a little bit more burnt out? Is your community feeling burnt out? I'm kind of curious what you think overall and what your current experience is on the platform. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure to do so now. Leave a like, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.